Hello everyone, I'm Rajashri Rao. I'm the founder and CEO of Tech Chutzpah Consulting and the managing director of Mythistical Foundation. Today I'm going to share my story of how I have changed my life, and I will tell you the secrets of how you can do that in less than 6 months. So how to reset your life in less than 6 months. It all began in 2009 when I met my master. So for the last 15 years, I have been learning and being trained under the tutelage of my master called Krishna Ji. So what is the difference that has happened to me? When I came to my master, I was directionless, I was completely lost, and I felt I don't know how to go about in this world. I was in my corporate career, at a peak of my corporate career, and I was completely dejected simply because every step that I believed I took in the right direction, I ended up regressing back by many steps. I wondered, what is that I'm doing seems to be backfiring. What I didn't understand is how the corporate world functioned, how the world itself functioned. I was living in my own la la land. I was wearing a pink color glasses, and because I was seeing the world in a very hunky-dory manner, but the world definitely operates in a certain way. So what was missing here was the right knowledge. And when I started the journey under my master, what he started was first is to give me knowledge about different subjects. It all began from my spiritual quest, and I started learning Bhagavad Gita under him. And Bhagavad Gita is not about you becoming an ascetic or you renouncing the world. It is all about learning how to win in the game of life. What Sri Krishna teaches Arjuna is to how to become the greatest legend ever known in the history, and also winning in the game of life. So this life itself is in war, and we are fighting this battle every single day, be it at home, be it at work, be it wherever, within, and also anywhere around in life. We're constantly battling our life. So what is the method to reach success? How do you achieve success? And many more were my quest. So it all began by learning. So learning the right knowledge. So how did I get trained? So my master started me to, impart, simple lessons, and to understand. He made me understand how to go about in life. He taught me some of the methods which I had to practically apply. See, knowledge is one aspect, but application of knowledge is also very important. And so I started learning these things and applying in my own life and seeing the small transformations that started happening. And that gave me the confidence. It started empowering me. So what he did is knowledge enablement through experiential learning, and most important, for holistic living. So here I started seeing the transformation in myself from being completely dejected, feeling as a complete failure. And here I started seeing the difference of how I started to believe that I can go and accomplish whatever that I wish to in my life. I was capable. And what he told me was very beautiful. You have all the hidden potentials within you. You need to bring it out. So how to bring it out is what I didn't know. So he became that guide. He became that mentor. He became that guru. He's the master who then taught me to unravel my own hidden potentials. So what happened? So I was somebody who aspired that I want to go and study in Harvard. My ambition was to go to Harvard. But Harvard was a long drawn dream. Why? Because I thought I had to first work, gain experience, I will earn the money and then go to Harvard. But things doesn't work like that in reality. So at that time, my master told me that, first, do you know what it means to get into Harvard? And what are the process that you have to follow? Just having an ambition doesn't take you there. But what you need is the right knowledge, right tools, and somebody who can give you the direction of how to get there. And he revealed this most powerful lesson to me, that only someone who has already made it to Harvard can tell you how to get there. Or if you want to become a CEO of a company, only the CEO can teach you how to get there. So this was a very simple lesson. So what did I do then? So I started learning voraciously, just like a 5-year-old under him. And what I understood is there is no age for learning. And also, I was at that time feeling very down. I was feeling that, you know, you believe that everybody's gone ahead and you are where you are just stuck. And that is a revelation which I got at that time, which means that there is no age to learning, and it's like nothing like you are going to fall out. We say missing out from life or missing out on what is happening. So you tend to feel, oh, everybody's progressing and I'm the one who's stuck here. There is nothing like that at all. You can learn at your pace, but also you can reach the destination. So what here today I'm going to talk about is how I have taken the 15 years of my learning, the knowledge, and condensing it into simple, condensing all of this in the way how you can contextualize for the current times and the future life, in and be able to reach the same thing, achieve that same within the 6 months time, reach your destination quite faster. You don't have to take 15 long years like me. So that is what I'm going to talk about. Now, what are the things that I have gone through? What are the transformations that I've had? The most important thing is learning how to learn. This is one thing which nobody understands in the world. See, in the world, what we think, the education that we have got is what has given us success. You went into a very good school, then you went to college, you got your masters, you went abroad, you studied, you got your dream job. And that's what has made you who you are or achieved that. But to be very honest, that only talks about education. And whatever that you have learned and you're working, both the things doesn't match at all. Simply because what you learn, you're not applying in your day-to-day life, because that is not valid in your corporate career or wherever that you might be working. So in your job, say maximum 5 to 10% of what you have learned for all your 21 years of life is all that you get to apply. But here, what my master taught me is something very different. He taught me lessons and knowledge about how to understand any subject in the field that I am aspiring to become successful. This is extremely important, because people tend to forget that it is not about education that is going to make you become great or successful. It is about gaining knowledge about that subject in an in-depth manner. So how do you understand this? So first is learning how to learn. See, we have to give up our way of education system and gain knowledge. Knowledge also doesn't mean skills. When I say skills, see, you might be today, say you're an IT professional. In your job, you might require certain set of skills. So you could be learning on data analytics. So what is happening in the world of data analytics is what you have to become an expert. But here, when I say learning how to learn, he teaches how to learn the most complex subjects in a simplified manner. And that's the beauty. See, in the material world or even in your education system, they make the simple things very complex. But what he does here is he makes the most complex subjects and makes you, even for example, he teaches a quantum computing in the way even a 5-year-old can understand. So this is how he's taught me. He makes the complex subject in the most simplified manner. In my last job, before I took on to becoming who I was, he taught me how does the propulsion engine works using an exhaust fan in a bathroom. So this is the simplified manner he uses to teach. And then what happens? You start your learning journey. You become very passionate to learn. And for me, where I had a mental block that I couldn't finish my masters, I could not gain my MBA, here I was learning subjects which was amazing. And I loved learning. I started enjoying the ability that he brought out in me to learn. And this led my journey into becoming from a non-techie engineering background to somebody who became a visionary technologist. And what is that I accomplished? Today, I am the top 50 global thought leaders and influencers in emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing, AR, VR, 5G, IoT, Industry 5.0, smart cities, ecosystems, metaverse, RPA, and emerging technologies itself. I'm the top 100 B2B women leaders to be followed for the last 5 years, starting in 2020. So this is what he has enabled me. How did all this happen? It was possible because I started enjoying the ability to learn how to break down the most complex subjects in a simplified manner. So that is where the foundation of you know learning knowledge began for me. So it is not about education, it is more about gaining knowledge. And when you gain knowledge, what happens? You start becoming an expert. And today I write on various technologies, in emerging technologies. I write on various subjects. It's technology is one aspect. I also address different subjects like climate change. I champion sustainable innovation, and also I had developed two strategies of how to you know how to strategize an organization, how to come up with a sustainable innovation using a futuristic model, the business model. So these are the kind of things that I have been able to come up with. Not just that, I've also written series of papers. I have given talks. I'm a keynote speaker. I've given more than 200 300 talks on different technologies, on leadership, on different subjects, you know you name it. All that was possible because he enabled me. And when I was working in Singapore, say for with Intel, I was asked by the Land Transport Authority of Singapore, the managing director, to participate in coming up with this strategy of creating a plan, the futuristic vision for connected vehicles. It's called the Smart Mobility 2030 roadmap. So for me, that was a big feather in my cap. It is not your title that matters, it is not where you are, but it is what you can contribute. So always ask this question to yourself: what is that I can bring to the table? It's the value that you have to give. So this is what he made me. It's always a value. What is your value to the organization, to yourself, and to the world around? So what is that you're going to bring to the table? So this is something which is extremely powerful, which he enabled me. And then from being a very a low level employee who was diligent, who was hardworking, to my last job in the corporate world was I was the vice president and heading the AI innovation hub and partnership and ecosystems for Rolls Royce. So this is where he made me journey. So from being a very hardworking, diligent, working under someone, to becoming somebody great. Now all these things did not come overnight, and it has taken me a long time. Why? Because I had to go through the training ground under him for the last 15 years. And then from having a very low salary base, from 100K, I was able to achieve 250K in less than 4 years time. How was this possible? Because he made me see value in myself, and he made me give value to the job that I was doing. He made me show what I could demonstrate, how I could work and give value to the organization that I worked. So this is what he brought out in me, how I could be a great leader from being just an employee. Of course, I was still an employee, but from being working under somebody as a low level employee to being a leader who was managing a team, who was being a visionary leader. And that was phenomenal. So as I saw myself going through this journey and transformation, I believe today I have to give back to the world by making this a flagship program. So we have condensed all of this knowledge in a format where we will be giving the world mythical way of life program where you can achieve whatever I have gone through in less than 6 months' time. Now, there is more to the story. Right from being, just a very poor eater, he taught me how to eat healthy and the right food. Because, see, the foundation of whatever you can do depends on your well-being, the physical and mental well-being. So physical well-being is one of the things he started addressing, how I have to be hale and hearty, how I have to be fit, and only when you're fit and you're disciplined can you start doing things in a very positive manner and also achieving to your highest potentials. See, it's not easy in the current times. We have to manage the pressures of the world. You have a family to look after. You have children. You have too many things that you're managing, especially for a woman. She's wearing many hats as well. So yes, so how do you manage all of that and yet be the, high performer? How can you go about having that energy throughout the day to accomplish more and more in your world? So it all begins with physical fitness, eating right and staying healthy. So right food. I was very skinny, as was skin and bones, and for people who know me, they have seen how poor a eater I was, and I would take a long time to eat. Just one chapati I would take an hour to finish. To today, I can eat in just whatever comes in my plate. I can finish it in 10 to 15 minutes time. So making it efficient, and I love whatever is offered to me. How did that happen? See, we all have likes and dislikes. I like this, I don't like this, I eat this, I don't eat this. I was a very finicky eater and very picky. I wouldn't eat, food. I was always trying to eat, please my taste buds. So here what he taught me is, it is not about taste buds, it's not about what you like and dislike, it is about eating healthy and the right food that matters. So he taught me how to become disciplined. And again, discipline is a very important subject. See, we all have this ambition, you have the will saying, okay, I want to do something. I want to wake up today at 4 a.m. I'm going to go exercise. It's motivation is there. So we make a resolution. We'll say, okay, we are going to start from this day. It's my birthday or it's New Year. I'm going to make a New Year resolution and I'm going to start waking up, and I'm going to walk every single day. I'm going to do my meditation, whatever. I'm going to do my yoga or pranayama. So you make a plan, but please understand, yes, New Year, you're going to be very enthusiastic about it and you'll wake up and go. Then are you going to be disciplined and doing the same thing consistently every single day? This is where every human being fails, except for few great leaders or some of the greatest legends in the world who have been able to achieve this. So why 99% of people fail is because of this. We can't keep our commitment, we can't train ourselves to be disciplined, and most importantly, we are not consistent. So one of the things which you will practically learn, and also we enable how you can do this in your own life, by giving you a very structured approach. So what I got trained with him is, he would tell me, you have to wake up every single day at this time. So I have been given a schedule that I have to follow. So which means I have to wake up, I have to go for my walk, I have to do my pranayama, and we have a breakfast time which is fixed. So my breakfast is at 6 a.m. There is not a minute delay, and my master himself will cook the breakfast. And that is so powerful. So if you see, when you see your master being so disciplined, it is but natural that I have to also become like that. You have a role model in front of you who has demonstrated and is demonstrating how to live the way of life, the right way of life. So I adapted. So when I used to live in Singapore for 10 years, every morning, when I wake up, I would wish him good morning. It's just for him to know, okay, I've woken up at this time. And then I would go for a walk, I would come back, I would have my breakfast, then I'm going to sit with him to, have a lesson with him. And then once I finish that, then I follow my daily routines. So this way, I used to practice. But please understand, there are days when you are not going to be able to get up. Why? Because we feel, our mind comes into play. Your mind is going to say today, oh, you're very tired, you're exhausted, or previous evening, you had come home in a very bad mood. Why? There's something wrong happened at work, or something didn't go well, or whatever that might be the reason. So you're going to feel very upset about it. So when you feel low and down, your next day, you're carrying through the night the same thing, and your body is not going to wake up. Your mind is saying, today I don't feel like, I just want to sleep. And this is where he teaches how do you overcome that, that mind which is causing that obstruction in your life. How do you motivate your mind to transcend that low period? It's very simple. What you have to say to yourself, it doesn't matter, it's perfectly fine. We have another good day. Today is a new day and I'm going to be fine. So first you have to tell yourself that all is well. This is a beautiful movie. It's called Three Idiots. And in that, this one character who keeps talking about this, how, he talks about how all is well. He keeps giving this affirmation to himself because it's telling your mind that all is going to be well. And that positivity you have to practice. So these are some of the techniques which we teach through the program, which is what I have learned from him. And that's the kind of techniques you're going to be taught, how to do it yourself and under our guidance, how to do it along with us. It's very important. And then what did I learn? So he taught me this power of how you have this positive affirmation, telling yourself that all is well and you can go and win. I can, I will, I conquer. So the will, the next most important is, first is I can. Yes, you have all the capability in you. The second thing is, yes, you have the power and the will to do. So go do it. What makes you stop there? The one thing which holds you back is your own mind. Is your own mind which creates that inadequacies and the limitation. It puts that limitation in front of you. It always tells you, no, you can't do it. No, you can only do this much. But have you ever, overridden the mind and ever gone and done that task which your mind says, no, I can't do it? No, you haven't, because you've succumbed to your mind's limitations. So this is what he taught me, how to recognize when the mind is telling you that you can't do. And then he says, you have to override this. I was able to override it and I was able to achieve. I'm not saying I was successful in the beginning. It has taken me many years, and sometimes, I would completely give up. And then he's there. No, you can't do this. You can, he then tells me, no, you have to bounce back. So these things also do happen. But at that time, you have the knowledge. What is today there with you is that knowledge that yes, it is my mind which is acting on me. I don't have to succumb to that. This is the knowledge and understanding that you will have. And then you have the ability to override it. And that is very powerful. And also most important, what does the mind do to you? It's constantly putting fears in you. One of the biggest obstacles in any human being's life, to reach their destination, is fear. And this fear will not allow you to take that risk, that little risk. It is that leap of faith that you have to take that leap and go and do things in your life. So this mind creates a lot of fear. So what are the fear? The first fear itself is fear of uncertainties of life. And then fear of failure, fear of not having money, fear of not having job, and you name it. The fears are endless. Fear of falling sick, fear of too many things. This fear is what you have to give up. You have to become absolute fearlessness. And how do you achieve this? Very simple. Facing your fears head on. The greatest freedom that you can ever get in your life is the freedom of fear. Freedom from fear. Absolute fearlessness is what you have to have. And once you have this, let me tell you, you can reach the moon. You can achieve anything that you wish to in your life. And also, most important thing that one has to understand, you're not going to be successful at all times. See, success depends on how you think, right? In the material world, success equals to, money. It equals to position. It can equal to power. To each one, success means something, okay? But what my master taught me is to not to run after success, but to excel in what I did every single day. So every time I, when I start doing something, I only focused on excelling in that task, excelling in that job or whatever that I was doing, right? He taught me how to excel in my own field. And he told me, please understand, when you excel, success will follow automatically. When the success has to come, it will come. So don't run after success. This was a very powerful lesson which I personally imbibed. I lived, and even today I live. So today I'm free. You know why? Because I'm not running after success. But if you look at in the world, we are always running a rat race. We're trying to compete with someone. We're trying to do something. But see, another most important thing here, compete. See, you have to compete with your own self. You don't have to compete with anybody else. And this is another thing which we completely forget. Why are we trying to compete with someone else? Compete with your own self. Say today you have been able to achieve from on the slab of 1 to 10. You have reached 10, right? You are in the 10. So today you have raised your bar, you have reached 9. Then you have to continuously keep raising your bar as you keep progressing. So the competition is with yourself. It's not with anybody in the world. And when you get this, when you internalize, and when this hits you really hard, and then you will understand that there's no competition outside of your own self. So that was freedom for me again, because then I understood I don't have to think about what is my my neighbor or anybody around me are accomplishing or achieving or how successful they are. The one biggest challenge which every human being faces, especially in the material world, in the societal created framework, is that they start comparing one another. You can have a role model. The reason you can have your role model, which is what my master teaches always, is simply because you have a benchmark. So what he says, the reason why I compare you to that role model is not for you to feel low or small or feel that you cannot achieve it, but what I'm telling you is that you can excel beyond him. You can do much better than him. So this is the way to look at it. But what do we do in the world? We're trying to compare. I'll give you a very interesting story from my past, right? When I was working in IBM, I always believed that I have to get, my ratings, my reviews when it happens at the end of the year, like a small child, because you're a fresher, you're just joined the work and you want to excel, you want to succeed, you want to be on top of everything, right? Because I was very ambitious, rather. I'm also still ambitious. So what happens is we end up wanting to get that best rating or best ranking, and you run after that. Yes, I did get all of those, but at the end of the day I realized it is not about that ranking that matters so much, but it is about being who I am and what I have done and how I can excel beyond that. See, because whatever that you get, the rating and everything, it's still based on somebody's, measure. And that measure doesn't qualify adequately enough to what you know, what you do. It's not directly associated with the knowledge that you're doing. And that is when I started developing to do a lot more things and not focusing on those ratings and those numbers. It actually didn't matter. And this was what was proved to me in a very practical manner. And when I moved countries and when I moved to Singapore, at that time the entire the rating system, the metrics and everything was very different, and it was all depending on other factors which I'm not too much keen on right now talking about it, but we can discuss when the subject of career comes, which I will be sharing more on this channel and through my talks, right? And that is when I realized that whole system itself is very different. So what I had to focus was, what is that I'm going to be contributing, just not to the company but also to the industry. So I started learning. I wanted to be the thought leader, and yes, I am today that thought leader who's also a visionary, and this is what he enabled. So I started expanding. I went out, I did lot of other things which was beyond, not beyond my office work. So this is something you have to take the initiative. See, nobody is going to tell you you have to take the initiative. It is your own ability to take the lead, to take charge of your life, and to take initiative and go and learn and accomplish. So stop comparing. You're not comparable to anyone. Please understand, God has given you something very unique, that one ability which you are known for, and that is the capability which you have to use to your advantage and go and achieve and go get it in your life, and it is possible. So this is what he taught me, and that was again a greatest freedom. You know why? When I was very young, when I have been in school, and this was what my parents did, they started comparing my marks or how much I have achieved in my um, education with my best friend. So somewhere I didn't like this fact that they compared me. So it was very humiliating. I felt let down. I felt very down. So I started hating this, this education system itself. Why do they do this? And I was seeking for some master or someone who can tell me that doesn't matter. It's about how much you know about the subject and what you can do with, your own knowledge. So this is what I was seeking, and that's what I found in my master, where he taught me, what, it doesn't matter with what the numbers come. It's about how good you are in the subject that matters. How much deeper can you learn, how good you become in that subject, and how you can excel yourself. And that is what matters. So he said, let's not go by what is the societal created frameworks. See, because all these ranking system, the way how this education system has been defined, that has only made people into follow a very mediocre or below average and to be an ordinary human being. But nobody has taught us how to become extraordinary. And this is what was missing. See, my parents did not tell me that I can excel in the field that I want. Because like every other parent, or how the society follows, they also wanted me to do my engineering or medicine, become the best engineer or doctor, and go abroad, do my masters, and then get into a big corporation. Yes, I did not go abroad to do my masters, though that was my ambition, but yes, I got into the corporate world. But what I learned from my master was this. What these masters train you into is to becoming that extraordinary person, into becoming somebody great, becoming a legend. But to become a legend, you have to follow those teachings, you have to achieve, you have to accomplish, which takes a, a certain amount of time, and that's your own journey. Please understand, there is no shortcut to success. This is the first truth that I understood. Because what people teach in the material world, or what you see through the social media channel and every other place, they say, oh, we'll teach you how to achieve 1 million in a year or something like that. Now, how to get 100,000 likes or 1 million likes in less than this time. It doesn't work like that. See, please understand, success comes with the amount of effort that you actually put in, and there is a method, there is a path. There is no shortcut to success, but it is a plan. You have to plan it, you have to achieve in milestone. It is about how you progress. It is your work, it is your effort that will lead to that destination. But what I'm saying here is that whatever I have learned in the last 15 years, I can, condense it simply because it is, I have learned in the first hand. I have learned, I have fallen, I have learned, and I've made my own mistakes. But what I can do is I can condense all of this learning process. You can make it shorter. And that is what I'm going to give you the secret. How you can reset your entire life in 6 months. It's about reprogramming yourself, and which I've been able to achieve in 15 years. And I'm still continuing on the journey, because you don't want to stop. You want to excel and continue. It's like, limitless ocean, how deep you want to swim. So coming back, you know today you can achieve all of this, but the most important thing is, we were talking about discipline, controlling your mind, you know learning how to learn. Second is application of knowledge, and most important is enhancing your physical energy so that you can be highly productive. So every single day you have to be motivated, you have to be charged. From being a very negative person, I became very positive. And today, being demotivated, I motivate people. I motivate so many of them. I mentor them. You know, I do a lot of training to them. I give a lot of training. I teach them how to, become highly motivated, highly charged. I motivate all of these people. I'm an inspiration to them. You have to become that role model yourself so that you can make a difference not only to yourself but the world around. But first you have to, achieve that for your own self. It is not to prove to anybody. And this is what my master taught me, You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Prove it to your own self that you are capable. You are that legend. You are that, successful individual in this world. You have to rise in your own eyes. Today, that is the problem we have. We don't feel nice about ourselves. Even, with our looks, we don't know how to dress. So right from being just somebody who didn't know about fashion, who didn't know what is power dressing and all that, my master taught me about, how different arts, different fashion, everything he taught me. And today, I'm one of the things that I love is, championing revival of art, culture, and tradition, which I do. So today I'm wearing this garment which has a beautiful story behind it. It has a powerful art in it. Why do I do this? Because I have to lead by example. Today I champion it. It has become my passion. So it's beautiful, it's powerful when you start doing things. Most important thing is the ability to do. Rest with you alone. So doing is a must. See, we all plan, we all talk, but we don't execute. Where is the biggest fail? You know, where you fail is that when you can't apply what you have planned. Doing is a must. So application of the knowledge, and that is extremely important. And when I talked about how to become a great leader, it also is important that you develop a personality, traits and qualities of a great leader. See, today if you take the most successful leaders are just 1% in this entire world of population. Why are they successful? And the entire wealth of this universe rests with only 1% of the population. Is simply because they followed all these ancient wisdom which the masters have taught to their disciples, who have gone on to become the greatest legends in the history. So today you need that master in your life. And that is what I have got and I've been able to achieve, and today I am giving to the world. So you have to develop these qualities in you, and that is what we teach. How do you adapt those qualities? These qualities are not born, and that's why we say leaders are not born, they are created. So for you to become that leader, you need that personal passion, that ambition, and once you have it, you have to go through that rigorous training. It is arduous effort and hard work. So that is what has been my journey, and many more, right? So my dream is to go to Harvard, but please understand, Harvard could have only been teaching me how to be a very good corporate employee, or how to be successful in my corporate world. Of course we have to be successful, but how to be the leader in this world is what I've learned from my master, who has given me knowledge beyond what any Harvards of this world could give. And that is the kind of knowledge most important, right from financial management. So what are the different things that we teach, right? He trains you in a wholesome aspects of a human existence, right from your physical, mental, intellectual, vocational, social, financial, environmental, and ultimately your spiritual well-being. So every aspect of your human existence is being trained, and these are very important factors for us to become successful in this world. So you need that meaning to life. There is a purpose of why you are here, and that purpose is what he also helps you find. And that is what he helped me. So what I'm sharing here is how he trained me. So earlier I used to just help. I used to only help my parents, my family, and also I used to seek help. And from that to today, I'm helping every individual in this world. And that is what he has transformed. So this has been my transformation. So running after cheap thrills and fun things, to today I'm making, you know, make the same thing available to the world.